Okay, we are live. Hey, Brian, you made it. You made it home.
Woohoo!
I can't believe it. It's just like it was scheduled to be like just in time, and made it home and logged in. And before we start, we want to tell, you know,
Minutes to spare.
yeah, share your stories with us. But I just wrote a tune a few minutes ago, and I'm just going to play it so I don't forget it. It needs lyrics, so anyone out there who's wants to take a pencil out right now and see if you can give me some lyrics for this. So it starts off, walking in the redwoods, walking through the green ferns. So maybe that's the title, Walking in the Redwoods, Walking Through the Green Ferns. Well, I normally don't like anything that ends on a 5 chord, but I thought I would make that so that the 5 chord feels like a 1 chord at the end by doing an extra long suspended, making a sound resolved, even though it's only on the 5 chord. So that's the resolution that's not a resolution. So if that has anything to do with the lyrics.
Seems to work. Now, for me to comment here, it says connect, but I don't want to mess up your.
Oh, well, you could just tell me because I can hear you. Fine.
No, it's everyone else who's writing
Oh, I
comments.
see.
Like Tom
Oh, everyone.
Magnuson and Shashi and
Oh, okay. We can
and
comment. We can comment live. We don't have to text because we're here, right?
well, okay, that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Okay.
Hey, all.
Yeah. Nice to see
Bunny
you.
Barn, John Wise.
Yeah. A lot of folks saying, "Welcome home, Brian." After how many days were you on the sailboat? 50
Well, you
some?
were there for almost all of them,
I was
so
there for 48 days, 49 days,
it
49
should be
days.
welcome back, both of us, really.
Welcome back, both of us, right? Yeah. Although Brian dropped me off in Portland, Maine. I had a memorial service to go to, and then I've stayed here visiting my parents. My mother is making eggplant parmesan, our recipe, Brian,
Oh, good.
right now. So she's in the kitchen doing that
Nice.
with my nephew,
Nice.
Andrew. Yep.
Now, I have to talk about when you when I come back in, there's a little tradition that started. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I like it. Which is when I sail by this certain neighbor's house, they throw me a beer.
Aha. You got it this time? There it is.
Um, so that's why I've got this beer here because it was tossed to me on the way in as I passed my neighbor's house. And one day she wasn't there. This is Catherine, of course, Catherine
That's
and
good.
Jim. But Catherine wasn't there, and the neighbor who knew about this and saw she wasn't there, quick ran down and threw me 2 beers, which is the kind of one-upsmanship I like. So
Yeah.
anyway, this is my arrival home beer from Catherine.
Yay. Okay. Welcome home. Welcome home beer.
Yes,
Well deserved.
well deserved. I guess.
Yes. So did you miss your first mate during their last few days at sea, going from Portland down to the South Shore of Long Island?
I did. I did. Although I will confess that a certain amount of solo sailing is kind of fun for me.
Yeah.
But I certainly did miss you, yes, and especially as I bungled the arrival on the mooring.
Oh.
Could have used your help there.
Well, okay. Yep. You needed your first mate for that to grab the mooring.
Yeah, I went around in circles a few times. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I can hear a little bit of wind there from time to time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's still blowing.
Yeah. So enough to fill your sails, anyway.
Oh, I had a great ride. Yeah,
Ah, great.
great ride. And but there's a storm that was out in the ocean that made some swells, and the inlet at Mauritius getting out this morning was terrible.
Ah,
I mean, waves breaking every place, including one right over the bow, and this wall of water just came all the way back the side decks, and then getting in this inlet here coming in was a little exciting. Again,
whoa.
waves breaking on both sides. Not as bad as Mauritius, but yeah,
Ah,
kind of exciting.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, I remember being there for some of those kind of wave breaks, so I'm glad you got that. I'm not so sorry I missed that part. Although I do like to be there to help you out, and there's a certain amount of excitement to that and
After you're
thrill.
done,
Yeah.
especially because boy, when I came around the corner and saw what it looked like this morning going out, I thought, oh man, maybe I should go back and go to sleep and do this tomorrow. But anyway,
There have been some times where we were in those kind of waves, and it was kind of fun and exhilarating in a way, you know? You're
see,
a little bit,
this is why she's my first mate.
not always, but sometimes it really
Hey,
was.
that
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have actually some lyrics that came in for my song.
oh,
Yes, from Shashi here.
oh
Walking in
yes,
the redwoods, walking in the green ferns, letting my cares and worries go, feeling the touch of healing of Mother Earth. Oh, that's nice. I think that'll fit in the rhythm too, of the song. Okay, some more. If you have more comments later on, let me know, and I'll give you co-writing credit here on the song here when it gets recorded and sells a million copies. Um, oh, Gary says grabbing the mooring the first time is like grabbing the right cord the first time. That is true. I mean, I was even now grabbing the moorings isn't a piece of cake. Well, for one thing, because I'm small, I have to get to the very end of that boat hook, and I'm always afraid that the entire boat hook's going to fall in the water
it
by
floats.
the time I grab it. Yeah. Well, let me do a tune for you. Well, I did that tune. Yeah, I'm going to do a tune for Louisa. It's her birthday tomorrow. So, in addition to wishing Brian, happy homecoming here, everyone wish Louisa a happy birthday. And I'll write a song that was inspired by her father, Leo, and Rauji both, when we were doing the Acoustic Chef CD. And they made that wonderful Leo's Noodles, and they do this kind of rumba flamenco. So I wrote this tune called El Leon. We'll do this as a happy birthday for Louisa. That last one, that was a rousey lick right there. So yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from those guys when we were doing the New World Flamenco CD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we've got some happy birthday Louisa's coming in, so a lot of folks are saying happy birthday to her. Yep. Yep.
Judy says hello from Arizona. Ben says hi. Now, Neil in Florida, this reenactment, is that a reference to the Muriel dousing in one of the old videos? Because
Oh,
I don't know if we could top that. You know, we had Jeff Coffin throwing water on Muriel to reenact how how
yeah,
that sailing trip went. Is
that's
that what
great.
you were referencing?
Uh,
I think Neil was referencing that.
that's great that you saw that. So Brian had documented some of our travels on the acoustic sailing video. So if you go to YouTube and type in acoustic sailing, you'll find Brian's episodes there. And when we were in this storm and being doused by water on all sides, we didn't think about filming it. We were more interested in staying afloat. And so we did a reenactment. How did you film that, Brian?
Oh, I did a green screen behind you, and then put in one of the actual shots from the sailing,
Yeah,
and then Jeff and I threw water on you.
right. Big buckets of water.
That was fun.
I bet you enjoyed that.
You had a raincoat on.
Yeah, that's true. I did. Yep. Well, I did get wet all the same. Bunny is here. And, oh yeah, she said that she and Stephen saw us in Doylestown with Tierra Negra. Yeah, we toured all around the U.S. So it was just really great fun. And we just booked our flight today, Brian. I didn't tell you that I got it booked now.
Nice.
Yes, from Chicago to Italy, starting in Venice. And we're going to the Soave Festival. So if you want to join us out there, that's the end of April this next year.
It's especially exciting for me because I have a pair of pants at Pier Paolo's house that his wife fixed, and they've been there 5 years or something.
Been holding ransom his
Yeah.
pants for 5 years.
So I get to reunite with my old jeans. See
Okay,
if they still fit. I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do. You stayed about the same. Yeah, haven't changed a bit, Brian.
And on the clothing topic, I'm also wearing this fleece that my mother gave me, and it's been on every
So you can
sailing
see
trip.
that. Yeah,
Every one. I always think of her. I lost her a bunch of years ago, so
yeah,
um, yeah, I think of her when I wear this.
that's right. I've seen that fleece. I've seen you
And
wear
I'm
that
just
all the
wrapping
time.
up. Where's my logbook? I'm just wrapping up the last of the trip in the logbook. It's really more of a diary the way I do it, and they're great. They're great memories. These are all the previous logbooks, or just a few of them actually, going back to 92 or something. 92 when it started. So
Yeah, wow.
they're really a great way to capture memories. I can read a brief little entry, and the whole day comes back.
Hmm.
So they're fun to read, years later or in the winter or something.
Well, I mean, that's a cool thing because I've really stopped journaling because it just takes so long to journal that I have no time to live my life anymore. But
You don't have to write a book, just
yeah,
some
but
little
just a
something
little
that'll
thing.
bring back in your mind all the little things about that day.
Well, I confess that I'm one day behind on my journal. So I finished on day 48 and didn't go to day 49, which I talked about last week on Monday Live when we were going to shore and got swamped, and all my clothes and my guitar and everything got wet. And my phone, I still don't have a new phone. My Speaking of which, so we're using a landline for many things, and I have an old cell phone that works sometimes, you know. So, well, I can hear the wind coming up there. Oh, and Shashi, oh yes, we have. Dan says good genetics. And all right, all right. Okay, somebody has to go save us from bad puns. There we go. Okay, okay. And so, oh yeah, Marty sees my mother back there, uh, coming with dinner. Yes, we'd like to invite you all for dinner. Yeah, as many as our eggplant parmesan will feed. So
Jay says, "Do you ever play a baritone guitar?
I have a baritone guitar. I have a Lindert baritone,
Do you
which
play
is
it?"
cool. I have not played it for a long time. I used to play, a couple Beatles tunes on it that were fun. You know, if you that one is kind of fun on that because then you've got the extra low bass on there, and so that
Cynthia
was kind of
says,
fun.
"Interview your mom sometime."
Oh, okay. Well, I can go and ask her if she wants to be interviewed.
I like that idea actually.
Yeah, you do? Okay, well, Brian, why don't you talk about your trip a little bit? I'll go ask my mother if I can interview her here. I'll make you
No,
bigger.
no, arrange it for some other time.
Oh, no, no, well, I'll ask her now. But there's no time like the present, right? Well, just like your brother said when he gave you that watch, there's no present like the time, right? Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's know a little bit about your trip, and then I'll be right back and see if my mother will be interviewed. Okay.
Well, there weren't really, I would say, any wildly outstanding highlights, but just the peace and quiet and the solitude of being anchored out amongst the islands in Maine. And we also hooked up with some
They saw
friends,
you on
Rob and
Pi, and so
Marcia,
they asked if we could
um,
if you would be
gathered some
interviewed.
hard shell clams and steamers, and had a couple of great dinners when we then sailed someplace else, re-anchored in just
Yeah.
pea soup fog, and went over to their boat and had dinner with them. That
All
was
right,
just
hello.
terrific.
Okay, let me put the
Oh,
headphones
look,
on. Okay, she said yes.
see that, Cynthia? Ask and you shall receive.
That's right. Did you finish what you were
Yeah, yeah, go
going?
ahead.
Okay. So, all right, we have a couple of questions. Okay, we have Neil asking. Okay,
What
let's
are they,
see.
Neil? Go ahead.
Shashi said, we have, let me see, here we go. Ben says hello. Neil says hello. Marty says hello to you.
Oh, no, come on.
And
Questions, questions.
they wanted to know, the first one is about your music. What kind of music do you play and how did that inspire, the other musicians in the family?
Well, it was just classical, basic classical training as a youngster. And good music was part of our family life, and that's how it just developed. I did start with piano. And
And so did we. So we had to. That was
yeah,
part
that
of
was part of
part of
it.
being an
Yeah,
Anderson kid. You had to.
or an education, yeah. So,
Okay, we have another question. What funny and odd things did I do as a child that you can talk about?
oh gosh.
Embarrass her. Go
It's a
ahead.
long
What
time.
embarrassing.
It's a long time ago now,
I
too.
know. Okay. Okay.
But she had an older sister, and Muriel would always be trying to do the things that Marguerite has already done. So it's the same problem most families have. The younger one trying to catch up to the older one. So
And Marguerite was a straight A student.
yeah.
Yep.
Were you?
So I thought that was normal to be a straight A student. So I thought that was, just the basic. And but I always got a B in something every semester of every year, my entire life,
And
from
that-
first grade through college. I looked it up. I was just curious, and I said, "Did I ever get straight A's?" And I looked it up. I had one B in a different subject
every time.
every time. It was, and it would change because I could never quite have enough time to do everything I wanted to. I got a B on guitar one semester. That was my one B. I got A's in everything else.
Oh wow.
'Cause-
And yet, yes to the question, does she still play piano? Because you guys did a duet just yesterday or something.
Yes, we have a question. Do you still play piano?
Somewhat, but very limited. I do seem to be outside, working the gardens and pulling weeds and that sort of stuff.
The gardens are looking beautiful. We'll maybe find some pictures to post later on of gardens. They're really, really lovely.
But you guys did a duet, right?
We jammed the night before last.
Yeah.
I played the fiddle, and no, you improvised on the piano. Do you improvise very often?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
That's not a gift.
So was that the first time you improvised?
Yeah, well, it was just chord structure. So
Well, you were playing melody
Yeah.
notes too, and you did a contrary motion at one place in the Erie Canal. I think it was when we played that. Yeah, that was our tour de force, Erie Canal, and we did pretty well on Silent Night too.
oh yeah.
Silent Night, Erie Canal. Yeah. Those are going to be our performance pieces. And as Brian knows, I've been working on fiddle for the last month, so I got a good solid month of fiddle playing behind me. Okay, so we have some other notes coming up here. So Shashi says, "Thank goodness music was forced on me." Yeah,
It's just part of our family life.
that's right. It was. And then now it was. We had asked about. Somebody asked about Sousa's band. So that was your father who played in John Philip Sousa's band.
That's right.
Yeah, not uncle. It was your father. Yeah, and he played saxophone and clarinet.
I think it was just saxophone.
Just saxophone. And
The one question here I like is, did you actually get to hear your father play in the Sousa band?
oh yeah, did you hear him play in the Sousa band?
No.
No, you heard him play with his own band, right?
Yeah.
He had his own dance band, and he had a commission and written for his band. Actually, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
What do you call it? Theme song.
a theme song. Yeah. And then we have a question from Cynthia. If she can hear us both play one night,
Oh, gee.
we will record like 20 cuts and see if we can find like 1 minute that sounds good
And
between it. I don't think her piano playing is okay, but my fiddle playing, maybe it's best to do
has
a very
IT
edited version.
has IT heard you play your fiddle? And
Yeah,
what does she think of it?
Oh, yes, we have a question. So, what do you think of my fiddle playing at this point?
Oh, it's just she's just learning, and
Uh-oh, qualified
intonation needs a little help.
Intonation needs a little help. Okay.
Just try to imagine that
It's all
inside
right.
a little
It's
boat.
okay.
That's right. Okay, so you can ask again, after I've been working another month on this, right? And no, I do have a history of playing fiddle. I started, I was taking lessons from Chet Atkins in 1990, taking fiddle lessons from Chet, yeah. So we'll fill you in on that later. Okay, we have another question. Hi, Muriel and Mom. Our family grew up in Downers Grove, and we went to school together. I remember you always carried a musical instrument.
Who's this?
He says, Tina, who said she was an awful clarinet player,
Oh, okay.
and lovely to see you.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And Shashi, we have another person who wants to hear this duet. Okay, you're all gluttons for punishment.
No, it was pretty good, I thought. I heard it.
Okay, all right. Well, we will record something. Maybe we'll play some tonight and see if we can find something that sounds good. And Neil says that's a kind answer to my fiddle playing. That she must really love me.
It was still a qualified answer, I
A
noticed.
qualified answer, yes. And Kimberly wants some eggplant over their way. Let's see. If you're within walking distance, we will sure bring some over to you. All right. And Okay, any other last questions? Because we've got some. Oh, actually, anything that you would like to add?
No, I don't know.
And no, a bunch of thank you for them. And
Tell them I'm not up to all this technology.
oh, she is not up to this technology, no. But what is your favorite loom project? Bunny wants to know.
Oh, I like to make rugs.
Oh.
So
Or the rag
that's
rugs.
what I've been doing.
Yes,
Rag rugs.
rag rugs. Okay. Well, I will show you the rag rug that she finished today, and my father sewed the edge of it. Okay,
The hem.
the hem. All right. And I'll let you. Can you hear it with the headphones?
Yeah.
So you can hear. So you and Brian can talk while I get
All
it.
right.
Okay. Here we go.
Hello.
One of my favorite stories is the dolls when you gave Muriel a was it a black girl, like a Raggedy Ann, but a black
Yeah.
Raggedy Ann doll, and then you gave Marguerite a Japanese girl in a kimono
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
because you were
Just-
introducing them to different
just-
races and so on.
And customs, yeah.
Yeah, and then they traded, and oh, there's the rug, and each was happy with the trade.
Okay.
Look at that, nice.
Here it is.
This is the nice hem edging that my husband makes.
Yes, very, very well done. It's a lot of layers of stitching.
Mm.
Yeah. He does it with the sewing machine, yeah.
Must be a nice machine to go through all that stuff.
Yeah. It is a simple Singer sewing machine which will go through several fabrics, several layers of fabric.
Yeah.
So, okay, you can have it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's got to finish up that eggplant.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, she spends long hours at that loom, and it takes a lot of energy there. It takes a lot of strength to pull that
Yeah,
shuttle.
The reed.
What's it called?
The reed. R-E-E-D.
R-E-E-D. Pull the reed back, and then you put the shuttle through. Yeah. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Aiti. So you may wonder why I call her Aiti. Aiti is mother in Finnish, and so we were raised bilingual as we were very small children, and my mother spoke to us in Finnish, and so we still say Aiti, the Finnish word for mother, and my father spoke to us in English, so we still say dad for my father, and I was told that when my sister and I were little, and we went to the friends meeting, the women would say, "Well, those Anderson girls haven't learned to speak yet," and the men would say, "Oh, yes, they have. They speak fine." And so we were speaking to the women in Finnish and the men in English. So we didn't quite figure that out. So. So there we go. And I have plenty of these around my house that my mother made, and I have one that my great-grandmother made, and that's how my mother learned. She learned from her grandmother how to make these rugs. And my older sister, Marguerite, has gone one step further, and she has learned to spin with a spinning wheel and with even with the hand spinner. So we can now. And my niece learned to knit. So from the yarn that my sister spun. So pretty neat to carry on those traditions. Well, I have another tune I would like to play for Brian as he has just returned. Let me grab my harp guitar.
Oh, I get the harp guitar even. Wow, now this is truly a welcome home.
Okay. Well, I never thought that I would be sailing until I met you, Brian. And so, and I kind of wrote this about the experience. I'll scoot over again a little bit.
Which experience are you referencing?
Uh, well, just sailing in general. So this is called I'm Sailing, I'm Sailing. It's all true. Never thought I'd be many days on the open sea. I'm sailing, I'm sailing. Never thought I'd say life is once again my way. I'm sailing out on the sea. Let me be far away where troubles never find me. I was always shy, never took the chance, but in my dreams I was sailing. Never thought I'd try something so unusual like running away with you. Oh, sailing free, far away where troubles never find me. Isn't it a fact? Just when you think you've got it all under your hat, life takes one left turn, and love is on the way. Ever on the sea, winds will change whene'er they please. That's something I have learned while sailing, sailing. I'm sailing, sailing, sailing far away where troubles never find me. I'm sailing, I'm sailing, I'm sailing, I'm sailing.
Wow, great.
Thank you. Yeah, the title actually was inspired, as some of you know, from the movie What About Bob? You remember that, Brian? Remember that
Yeah,
scene?
yeah. Where he's tied to the mast.
Yeah.
I'm sailing. I'm sailing.
So, uh, and
Ah, Hugh Bowden just chimed in,
oh, yeah, we saw him in Maine. We went to his gig.
and there was somebody else who said hi from Maine
Yeah,
way back in the queue.
yeah, it was nice to see folks. You know the one of the lobstermen that gave us a lobster popped in.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, not today, but on another uh, Monday Live post. Yeah, isn't that cool? Uh, oh, let's see. Oh, we have another rug maker here, Neil's grandma, who always had a bunch of fabric. Yep, and my mother collects rags from everybody. So when people have outgrown their clothes, she especially likes colorful clothes, colorful T-shirts, and then she'll cut them into strips and iron them. So it's a big process really to make that. No, Shashi says the wind and the waves are right there in those notes. Yeah,
it
yeah, great. Oh, text from Montana saying hey.
was, it was Rita who said hi from Maine.
Oh, okay. And Judy asked if I'd done any sailing before I met Brian. I said, no, except for one time I went on Lake Michigan. Somebody with a wooden boat. Yeah, that's all. Just that one time. And yeah, thanks, Rita. In Portland, we are going back to Portland. Gail just told us. Yep, and this year, I think in the spring, I believe. And my mother is 94 now, just very young 94, as you see, and she's still
95 in a few months, I think.
yeah, yeah. Um, she's still going up and down the stairs, she put the laundry out on the line earlier today after she worked in the garden. And,
And Texas and Montana.
yeah.
I have never been to Montana.
Oh, you haven't?
Nope.
Yeah, we should go sometime.
I
Well,
think
Tex
so.
book us a gig in Montana.
Yeah, Tex, would you do that?
Yeah. Brian needs to see it. There's a lot of sky out there. You know?
Hook us up a gig, would you?
Yeah. All right. So, have I missed some other notes from people? Jay had asked if our ancestry is from Western Finland. And, well, it's different parts of Finland, from Oulu, Sikajoki, Haapajärvi, mostly those areas. And so not as much. There's just one part of the family that was near the Swedish border. That's it. Yeah, so we still keep a lot of the Finnish traditions. And yesterday, I took my parents to the Finnish American picnic and met my sister and brother-in-law there. And so that was very nice to touch base with a lot of other Finnish Americans.
Tex wants us to sail up to Montana like Lewis and Clark.
What do you think?
Don't
Brian?
hold your breath.
You up to that?
Don't hold
Yeah.
your breath there, Tex.
Yes, Glacier Park in Montana is gorgeous. Yeah, I have not been to Glacier National Park, so yeah. Okay, we've got a trip ahead of us at some point. Yeah, after the Italy trip, and after Italy, we're planning to go to Ireland. So if you want to do that, stay in touch. The company that makes this guitar, Emerald, is hosting a musical tour of Ireland, and inviting everyone to come. So you can join us for that. So I don't have any notes on that yet, but hopefully we'll soon. And somebody asked, Brian, did you see sharks? You did see sharks just the other day, right?
I saw spinning sharks, which I didn't even know existed. I've heard of spinning dolphins. They jump out and then twirl and splash back in the water. So these sharks were just jumping out and then spinning and landing back in the water. I had never seen that before.
Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see, here we go.
I sent her a very cropped little...
There it
Yeah,
is.
look at that. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And there were like a dozen of them all shooting up all over the place. I only just cropped in on that one for that. But and so I fired off an email to a friend of mine who's a marine biologist. And he goes, yeah, along the South Shore in the summer and the fall. Very common. But I had never seen that before. He said they do it and land on top of bunker and stun them and then, eat a couple.
Oh, wow. I had never seen that either, I'd
And
been
you
out
had,
there.
I don't know if it's relevant. You had something else queued up, the other shark video.
Oh, yeah. You saw a lot of sharks. Now, I have a healthy respect for sharks. And, but you went out into the water with them, actually, when you were in the Bahamas. Let me pull this up. So this is scary for me, how you took this footage.
Almost all of the sharks here are nurse sharks, and everyone seems to think that they're quite tame, and I do too. And I was later surprised to find out that they are number 4 on the bite list, mostly because people assume they're tame and maybe get too close and too casual.
Wow, that's a lot of sharks.
Yeah, there was a guy cleaning fish and throwing all the stuff in the water, so they came around every day.
Yeah,
They
I
are so
like your...
beautiful and fun to watch. It was just mesmerizing.
Wow. This in real time. Wow. That's close.
Yeah,
That's way close.
that's close.
That's just,
Anyway, you get the idea.
yeah. Right.
Now,
Well,
I will confess to you, I was not bobbing in the water holding a GoPro. I was in a dinghy and I would hold the GoPro under the water.
oh, that's better.
Although later I did swim with a few nurse sharks just because it was so exciting.
Yeah.
But in that crowd of sharks, there were a couple lemon sharks and something else, so I didn't really want to get in.
Oh, yeah.
If it was just nurse sharks, I may have, but there were a few other more fierce looking ones there, so I didn't do it.
Yeah. Well, this peaceful music you had behind there, it makes it sound much more peaceful than if you had the theme for Jaws playing as that was playing, It makes a big difference. Now, you see what the difference the music makes, right? The whole
That's right.
feel
It's
of it.
all about the music.
That's right. Yeah. So, well, I'm glad you didn't go out there when those lemon sharks were lurking in the back there. 'Cause
Yeah,
those guys are
I couldn't
little,
take that chance.
yeah,
Even just rowing over to that guy's boat, one of the lemon sharks came charging up from the bottom toward the dinghy, and then at the last second, turned away.
yeah,
So they were definitely more aggressive.
yeah. Well, they're really interesting to see. Well, I think we are at our time. I am smelling eggplant parmesan. It seems imminent. So, Brian, I wish we could serve you a piece, but I will be
Yeah, I
back.
don't get any of this either.
Yeah, I'll be going to Nashville, my Nashville friends, tomorrow, and then I'll be back in Long Island with you, Brian,
Oh, and the
about a
dinghy,
week after.
Neil, the dinghy was not Where's Andy? It was a rubber, rubber blow up dinghy
Oh, rubber blow up dinghy. Oh
with
man.
a just a single sheet fabric bottom, so they could have chomped their way through it if they wanted to,
Yeah,
if they thought of it.
yeah,
They never did.
yeah. Well, I'm glad they didn't.
You're glad.
Right. Okay. Well, Captain Brian, I will see you next week.
Michelle?
And happy homecoming, and greetings from everyone. And
Yes, thanks for all the nice comments.
yeah, we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.